Radiant team ban. Virtus.Pro's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Virtus.Pro's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Spirit.
Radiant team pick.
Dazzle.
Radiant team pick. Seconds remaining.
Hello, check 1 2, check 1 2. Are we here? Are we live? We're in. All right.
5 seconds remaining.
All right, ladies and germs. Welcome back to Beyond the Summit 3. We have a personnel shift. I'm Zyori. He's Ryu Boras, and we've got one hell of a Dota 2 match for you coming up here. Virtus.Pro versus Escape Gaming, #1 in the group versus middle of the pack of the group. This is like do or die for VP almost.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have like it looks like we're gonna have like so many tiebreakers for that last 5th spot and for 1st spot.
Oh my God.
This is getting crazy, man. We're gonna be here all night, or all day now, I guess.
And you and I are actually, we're casting 2 scheduled games, and then we're on that pesky little slot that looks small on the schedule that just says tiebreakers that could end up being
but we're
a lot of
first
games.
up.
Yes.
So it's like no matter what, we have crack at all of these games for the tiebreakers. That means if you hate me, too bad. You get to see me
Sorry
all
guys,
day.
it's going to be all Alan all day from this point on for all these EU fans out there.
Yeah.
So right now, Escape Gaming used to be known as No Diggity. I think at this point we can pretty much just call them Escape, and everyone knows who we're talking about. The Cinderin squad. They are 5-2. They're #1 in the group with the least amount of losses. Every other team has at least 3 losses. So if they win here, they're absolutely guaranteed in the top 4, and they're almost guaranteed #1 at this point if they win this. Being 6-2 is, no, I guess it's not guaranteed, but you're pretty close. You're 1 win away.
Yeah, I think Secret's gonna get 6-3 because I think they're flip side last, and then Escape they definitely need this win. And then there was another bracket format.
So Escape's last game is against Vega.
Yeah, Vega. That's kind of like a do or die for them too. Because, like we talked about, that could be a position if VP lose this, then you can have like potential for 5-way tie for like 5th place. That's,
oh my God!
And then 4-way tie for, or 3-way tie for 1st.
Yeah, Empire 4-4 right now, Alliance 4-4, and Virtus.Pro 4-3. So this is a big deal, folks. With that said, we set the stakes. Let's talk about these picks a little bit. Earth Spirit Life Stealer here for Virtus.Pro. Dazzle Earth Spirit, or Earthshaker rather, for Escape. First pick Dazzle, all right.
Get the 2 ES-mans in here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes-mans.
We have not seen much Earthshaker though, let alone first picked.
Right.
I've cast a couple of the Escape Gaming games, but this is different. This is a change.
If this was 2 other teams like Secret or Ad Finum, it would be first pick ET. But these teams, they seem to prioritize, well, Escape love prioritizing a safe hero, no matter what. They've ran Dazzle almost every single game, and some teams have been banning it first against them.
Wow.
That's how much respect Cinderin is given, and how much respect Cinderin gives to Dazzle, just having that extra safe.
Yeah, we were actually talking about it on the panel earlier, where it seems like some teams are completely ignoring him, and others are really getting a lot of good results. So it's a good spot. Now, I'm curious how they're going to lane this Earthshaker. Do you think this is just a classic support opening here from Escape, or is this more likely to be the off-lane position 3 Earthshaker?
Right now, I think it's open-ended, and you can't put me on the spot like that, where you're just like. I don't think Earthshaker gets you enough in the off lane, especially against a life stealer in this game, where I just think he's just gonna get run over.
Exactly what I was getting at. We're seeing right now with off laners, the ones that really shine are the ones that can pick up an Iron Talon and just go right into the jungle. You know, your Tide Hunters of the world, your Beastmasters. We've seen it, we know it. It's very good. Earthshaker, I don't know that he fits the bill for that. Like, if he gets completely zoned out, what's his recovery?
Yeah, your only recovery is getting runes and going mid.
Yeah.
And trying to get kills.
And, like, hoping that they dive into your towers and you can TP in and turn things around with a fissure. And that's a big hope for a best of one when you're so close to qualifying for the biggest tournament of your life.
I think this is just more like, let's just try and disengage a lot of times or block off this life stealer. That's going to be trucking people, essentially. This hero hasn't fallen off too much. It's a very good hero. Just need a vehicle. There's at least one right now for the Earth Spirit if he wants to go inside. Surprised there's no Ricky or Slardar picks yet. But
yeah, Slardar made it into the third bans here, banned out by Virtus.Pro, but Ricky is still completely in the pool. Escape, I guess, not too worried about it. They opt to ban out a couple of off-laners instead. Wow, Alliance playing a lone Druid. Okay. Alliance are first picking Dazzle as well. They just did it in their game against Power Rangers.
A lot of people are just going back to that save hero. Even Venge, first pick for Power Rangers, is normally like Venge, Dazzle, and Shadow Demon. Even ET. Like, ET is a very good save hero just because of that stall. So there's just... Okay. You got the man versus man.
Yeah, Sven Lifestealer. Fairly even matchup in terms of carry power when they go blow for blow. It's obviously, if Sven has God Strength, that's a slightly different story, but Rage, pretty good against the Storm Hammer. You've got big armor, but Lifestealer can kind of cut through it with Beast. They've got a weird dynamic against each other where they can sort of counter each other in different ways.
Yeah, as you talked about, there's a lot of armor play and then lifesteal play coming in there.
Yeah, that sounds dirty. Lifesteal play.
He's gonna be.
He's feasting.
Gnawing on him all day.
He's feasting.
Give him a bone to chew.
Yeah.
His helmet does look like some bones, though. Like, just put that in that Lifestealer's mouth and just go ham with it.
It's kind of a peculiar helmet. You sort of just accept it as like, yeah, that's what Sven looks like. It's like, why would you ever design a helmet like that?
It's like a deflated football.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's presumably made of metal as well. I can't imagine it's too comfortable. We'll see Virtus.Pro pick up a great Lifestealer vehicle. You mentioned the Earth Spirit, but Axe, manly hero with the Blink Dagger. Also notoriously good against Dazzle. I think these heroes were not quite as one-sided as they used to be, but now with the pure damage on counter Helix, Axe is a pretty effective counter to Dazzle.
Yeah, I would say that in the mid-game, but he's still strong early on because Dazzle is, I think, the counter to Axe early on. He wants to get on those creeps, all four of those, and then all you do is Shadow Bomb him, and he's at like half HP, and then if you have that ES roll-in, or, you know, Earth Spirit, Earthshaker stun, Sven stun, and then he's just gonna die. So he can't play too aggressive. He'll still have to jungle, most likely in this game, but there's a lot of worries.
Yeah.
Escape. Okay.
All right, here we go. This is a great Timbersaw game. 3 strength heroes out of the gate. That Whirling Death is going to work some wonders. And Lifestealer, Axe are 2 heroes that, of course, they're melee, but they really want to be in the middle of the fight, especially Axe. And that's where a hero like Timbersaw can really capitalize. Even Sven with his AoE stun, his cleave. I'm kind of liking this Escape draft here. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I love it too because they have the Dazzle for the additional heals, the additional armor, and then you have the Earthshaker to disengage when they start going on top of people. The only problem though is if they do find out the Timbersaw, they could burst him with the, as we talked about, the Lifestealer Axe combo.
Yeah, that's true.
Earth Spirit's very good for countering the hero with his silence at times. So, and now they have another pure damage to, or at least one, pure damage from the counter Helix, and the pure damage coming in from Invoker's Sunstrike to really pierce through this Timbersaw. So they have ways for dealing with this. They also have the kiting potential now for the Invoker.
And Cold Snap, really good against Timbersaw. Any kind of stun, it stops his Timber Chain, and having something like that, or like the Malefice that kind of stays buffed so he can't just easily get away. It can yield some kills early on. But
interesting question I'll give you here.
Please.
Invoker, Quaswex or Exor?
That is the question. I think with an Axe, I'm more likely to say Exor because you have a really good setup for the Sunstrike. That's kind of my first go-to. For Quaswex, What
the thing is, there's like
do here?
3 mana boot users. That's my only thing, but it's
Yeah.
very good for burning Timbersaw mana, Sven mana in team fights. That could be devastating. It's also a tempo controller, showing that VP want to fight early.
Yeah.
Whereas if you go Exort Invoker, you have to farm for like at least the first 15 minutes with Invoker.
That's
and
true.
You can't get active, but that's where the other heroes come in play. So it's just like, what do they really want to do?
Right, right. And this last pick will definitely be quite telling. I think one of the issues I have with Crosswalks Invoker is it's great in the mid game, but it doesn't necessarily win. It reminds me of like Brewmaster right now, where you can do a lot of work with it, but it doesn't really help you close out the game, which can be really important.
That's why most of the when you watch MVP, what they do is they get like their first item, like either Force Staff or something along the line. Then they go back for Midas. Or something there on QO or MP, and then he transitions into that Exort for that later game that you're talking about.
Okay, I like that. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You start off with some control and transition into damage. Okay, that I could definitely get behind. We have not seen too much Phoenix in the European region.
Like you said, you love Escape Staff. I did too, but then now it's just a complete 180. I really love Virtus.Pro's. Like,
really good Phoenix game.
So good. They have so much pure damage for the Timbersaw, and they have silences for him. This is not going to be an easy Timbersaw game. If they win this, it's going to have to be on the backs of a godlike either Qualifier or Kezu Timber.
Yeah.
Who's going to be mid? Are they doing mid? Timber offlane in this game. Can he get a lot done? I don't think he can. It might have to be Timber mid, so what is that offlane left? Okay.
Lone Druid, there you go. That'll answer that question. Lone Druid, another hero that, I mean, Alliance is kind of classic, you know, the Bulldog, Lone Druid, classic pairing, but not too many teams have really been running him. I'm surprised to see Escape pick it up here. Kezu takes the Timbersaw, so Koikva Lone Druid? Is this one of those scenarios where they kind of switch their roles up depending on the heroes, or is this going to be a Lone Druid? Could Lone Druid be mid here? That's kind of what I'm wondering.
Yeah, Lone Druid could be mid here against the Invoker. I think you can definitely
it's a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, it's a good matchup.
For the bear.
For the bear, for sure. You'll heavily outlast hit the Invoker until he gets some Exort up in there, and it also has his Forge Spirits, but we'll have to see. But I don't like Lone Druid mid for one reason, because he can be punished by Phoenix and ES. Like that is very scary and worrisome. But if Timbersaw makes a lot of space for Kezu, if he does go into that offlane where he forces the supports to always stay up there, then yeah, then the Lone Druid could be fine.
The Invoker with the badass set here, the ultra rare, I think is what they've been calling it.
I want one.
Yeah, I want one too. This might be my new favorite Dota 2 cosmo. I don't even play Invoker, but it's awesome. I love everything about it. Nice ward victory here for the Dire. They'll get themselves a counter ward, and they'll put one on the high ground, well, actually kind of on the low ground here outside of the Ancients, and they'll put their other Observer here just in the mid lane.
Yeah, this should be... Oh, I should actually do predictions. But yeah,
I guess since we're paused, we might as well, huh?
And this is the... I think it blocks the camp. That's why they put it there in the low ground.
Oh, does it really? Okay, that's a good little spot then. Yeah, you're right. It probably is right in the corner there. All right, that makes more sense. I like that. Last player to be killed. I hate this one. All right.
This is a tough one. This is probably either on like a Lifestealer or...
I'm going to go with the Lifestealer.
Yeah.
I have some faith in Aloha Dance, but I don't know. That one's really hard.
Yeah, I'm actually going to just do Lifestealer too. You took my pick.
Net worth at the end of the game.
Huh. That's just basically who you think's going to win now.
I think Era. I'm gonna pick Era. Will a tower be denied? I'll go with yes. Yeah, I like the chances there. And
not this game.
Total number of player deaths by 25 minutes.
25. This looks pretty action-packed for VP. Like they're just gonna go.
I'm gonna go 16 to 25.
Yeah, same.
I don't think it'll be more than a kill a minute. That's pretty bloody. Even if VP are aggressive, I think they'll be hard pressed to find that many kills.
It'll be very interesting to say least. Who the hell was on this computer last? Holy, this sensitivity though.
Yeah, I actually used it yesterday and it was the same thing.
Oh
I think you can blame Merlini for that. He likes to go fast, race car style.
Holy, that's maximum.
Yeah.
Not efficiency, that's for sure.
I don't know. Maybe it's a weird default setting.
Yeah.
I don't understand how anybody could watch Dota with it that fast. It's just not fun. It's like stressful to control.
I was just about to give up on life and just watch yours. On yours.
Yeah. So it is indeed the Qualifier lone druid mid. I saw some people in chat remarking how Qualifier is the Timber player, not Kezu, but you made a good call there. They switched it up. He will be off lane against these three heroes. It's going to be tough for Kezu. He's going to have to level up Timber Chain level 1, and he'll have to play this a little bit more defensive. Immediately, Cinderin rotates up, and they're going to park the Dazzle here.
Yep, they have eyes. I think, yeah, YapzOr's getting eyes on the Yoku X in the jungle, so they're able to do this dual lane now.
Yeah, VP's done a lot of this sacrificing the off lane. I think every game I've cast of them so far, Yoku has often not even walked into the lane. He just goes straight jungle. And the few times that he does, he walks in the lane, misses the last hit, and says, all right, I'm out. I'm going to go jungle. This sucks. And he just focuses on his farm, but I mean, it works. VP's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, FNG just TP'd to the bottom lane. He really wants to see XP. So that's going to help this off lane, at least for the Timbersaw. He's going to get some levels, and that's what they need. If he gets level 3 in reactive armor for Kezu, I think it's going to be very hard for him to go down.
Yep, he's found at least 5 last hits, make it 6 here as he finishes off that creep. So even just having Cinderin's presence here has made things easier. VP now putting their focus on other areas of the map. YapzOr, no fear, going blow for blow as the Earth Spirit pops that Orb of Venom and chases him down. YapzOr does have boots, so he does have a movement speed advantage here. And a little ring around the rosy for this 2-minute rune. There's no fear, actually going to be the one that's in a little bit of trouble. Poison touch from Cinderin. Regen rune picked up by the Earthshaker. He's actually going to get big mana back here. And no fear, looking just for the deny and the Ancients. Will he be able to find it? He will. Very nice.
He really tried hard for YapzOr to try and take the aggro. And that was almost a really good play from him, but just a little bit too far away.
Yeah. Checking in on the mid lane here, 9-3 in terms of last hits on the Invoker, 12-5 on the Lone Druid. Fairly even spread, though, of course, Koikba does have the advantage, as we would expect. It looks like it will be the Quas Exort Invoker. 2 points in Exort already, so he's ready to Forge Spirit, Cold Snap, and do some damage.
Yeah, this is just, you really can't go Quaswex when you're against a Lone Druid mid. That's just setting up for disaster. You're going to get like 0 CS.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. That's a bold ambition, at the very least.
Yeah, you would need some help early on, at least or No Fear, I mean.
Just Quelling Blade level 1 kind of game. G blocked out, beautiful fissure from YapzOr, and this should yield a kill. He's going to body block him as he gets hit with the totem. The bear up front secures the kill. It's a first blood for Koikba, and a dream start here for Escape Gaming.
Bottom lane, though.
Sven taking some pressure. Who's actually taking the pressure here? FNG is going to be able to Icarus dive away. And now it's just going to be Era and Yoku going at it. He pops the war cry. And they're just going to a little fun here in the lane. Yoku with the flail, swinging it around.
So, nice at least for them to get that rotation in the mid lane, kill off the Invoker, but back to farming we go. Yoku on the bottom lane, using that spin already.
Uh-oh, Sven with the stun. Cinderin has the poison touch in just a couple seconds here. A few more auto attacks, and they're probably going to get it. Yoku pretty fast. There's the poison attack, and that slows him down enough for Era to find that last auto attack. 2-0. Escape pulling to the lead as Koikba drops another pause. So, Lone Druid mid, what's the build that you go for here? Is it like Midas Radiance? You just go straight Radiance? Did you use something a little different, like Mjolnir or like a Maelstrom first item? What are you thinking?
Qualifier does Midas into Radiance.
Okay, that's a pretty classic build. That's what most LDs do, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna go phase boost or anything really crazy. I think he might just go for the just the standard.
Let's get real crazy and pick up some phase boots.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, he knows how to party. Let me tell you.
I know, because a lot of people just go for that extra greedy route where you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna farm and then I can get boots later or phase later and then play aggressive with my bear.
Yeah, I think that's unsurprising. It's one of those builds that's just tried and true. You can farm so fast, and you just have to get that Lone Druid towards the critical mass point, Got 12 inventory slots, so you got a rice. Uh-oh, smoke from behind the tower. No fear in FNG. Looking for blood. That's a level 3 Phoenix, level 2 Earth Spirit. Cinderin going to walk for the rune, and uh-oh. He's out of mana, out of health, and jukes the boulder. That's nice. Sunstrike on the mark. It's a kill for G.
That's good. Gets him that EXP, that money.
Yeah.
And he can't even go to the mid lane as Invoker anymore, really.
Ouch, he's jungling. Oh,
yeah,
God.
It's because this wave is on the hill. and you don't know where escapes. Like this Earthshaker is very scary from YapzOr. I've seen it just take over games and one entangle and pretty much you're dead.
It's basically like the threat of him off the map is scarier than knowing where he is, even if he's not doing anything. Era down bottom, it's a 3-on-1. Sunstrike connects, not going to be enough for the kill. Dazzle's here, he doesn't have a Shallow Grave leveled up. He went for the 1-0-2 build. And here, maybe wishing that he had it. Axe, not yet level 6, so wouldn't have been able to chop through it. Meanwhile, up top, Aloha Dance, caught by a fissure. Kezu doing some damage here, but I don't think this one's going to yield a kill. They're just going to trade back and forth. And the Life Stealer will just go back to farming. No harm done.
Yeah, and he's almost got his level 6. Needs to be a little bit careful because of the stats. Oh,
yeah, you're right. Wow, look how much damage he does now. Is this actually going to be a kill? He rages, only level 5, no way to infest and get out. Kezu, not yet 6, so no chakram. Aloha Dance, ring around the Rosie, just trying to get into the creep wave. He hits level 6, infests in. And of course, it is a Radiant creep, so they can't attack it until heal up. Very nice. Just buys his time so we can get that experience.
Well, it looks like they want to make another play here on the bottom lane. Cinderin. Yeah, nice, fine. Yep,
Cinderin reveals it here, drops the slow onto No Fear. And that'll stop this gank short.
Action everywhere, man. You got the mid lane potential.
Oh no, Cinderin, not like this, buddy. He's only level 3 still, no point in that grave. He will get off a heal, but the laser completely chunking him down. That'll make it 3-2. VP get another one up on the scoreboard. And another death for the Shadow Priest.
And the worst part is, like you said, by time Cinderin has this grave, it's going to be level 6 Axe. Oh yeah. My goodness.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, I understand this build. Shadow Wave is definitely worth leveling up. Even just getting that extra target is huge. The lower cooldown, everything about it. But yeah, I think at least one of those deaths, a grave, would have made a pretty big difference. At the very least, could have survived long enough to maybe pull him into the tower, open up some possibilities for Sven. And oh, look at this dire warding here. That's not efficient.
I'm not judging. I mean, they just want to look at each other, man. It's a very lonely life as a ward in the game. At least you have a buddy now.
That's true. He does have a buddy. Qualifier moving into the Midas, has himself the gloves, just pulling up that gold for the recipe. I like that he picked up the infused raindrop. Nothing too crazy about it, but it's definitely a nice addition to the lone druid.
Yeah, you don't even need the Ring of Basilius anymore because you get that extra regen. That's what you need on the bear for all these spells. And then, yeah, you just survive these ganks.
Yeah, smart item choice. Life Stealer just moving into an armlet first item. Very standard build there as he farms away against Kezu. Number 2 on net worth, second only to that of the bear. But remember, Quikba did get first blood, so he found himself a little pile of money there as he's continued to free farm away. Looking at CS, he is on point with the Life Stealer, both of them within 1 or 2 last hits of each other.
Yeah, nobody's really making out ahead. Oh, they're going to go on top here a little bit, but it's not going to come anything.
Yeah, look at this build from Kezu. 1-1-3, just maxing out the reactive armor.
Oh, he's going in now, though.
Bold. Too bold, perhaps. The 3-on-1. And Life Stealer just gets a freebie. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Yoku set up on. Sunstrike does come in, but not going to be enough for a kill. Bunch of auto attacks. Are they going to have the damage? Cinderin wants this. He's got it. The Poison actually got the kill, but Sin goes in to make sure that he gets that experience.
Death by toxicity.
Yeah, very nice. Satisfying as a Dazzle player when you find those kills, especially with a level 1 Poison Touch. It doesn't do that much damage, 140 over 10 seconds.
Yeah, I call that death by NA Dota.
a weak, slow poison. Yeah, that describes NA Dota pretty well, I guess. Over time, you just find your life force slowly sucked away into the abyss of the NA Dota forums.
I'm pretty sure even if you win Dota in NA, it's not actually winning.
Nobody wins. Oh boy, I'm pretty sure Ritsu did win that game when he killed all the helms, so that must have been a satisfying win. Oh boy, Kezu. He's doing okay in this offlane though, honestly. Middle of the pack, his 500 net worth up on his counterpart, the Yoku Axe.
He just got, what, 6 or 7
big creeps? Yeah.
This is pretty good, he just stole.
It's really nice XP for him. Level 7 is really quite good for the Timbersaw. 2 Radiant supports, both level 4. Not too bad. I feel like the YapzOr Earthshaker has really had an impact so far. You know, we're less than 10 minutes in, he's already got Arcane Boots. That's definitely good.
No, and this is one of the situations where you're like, oh, you're supposed to be able to punish the Timbersaw for going off lane, but whoops, that didn't work out.
Yeah. All right. Good old Savage Roar. This jungling Invoker, this is a little bit sad. He's working on his Midas. Definitely not the timing that G is used to on his Invoker.
And this is just beating down on the tower. They even know they don't have Fortify. And like you said, taking advantage of a weak, crippled Invoker. This hero just needs to farm and farm, farm, farm.
Yeah, Lone Druid is a really interesting hero if you look at where his powers spike, and these early levels are actually pretty scary. Once Entangling Claws comes in, it's rolling the dice. If you catch Claws on pretty much any of these heroes, it can set up for a kill.
The one good thing, though, to talk about is they still do have that Deafening Blast to work with. Stop the bear from attacking.
It's true.
They've got so much kite potential onto the Lone Druid. So I actually love Invoker as a hero against the Lone Druid. It sometimes forces the bear to go BKB on the bear.
Yeah. Generally not the game plan out of the gate, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
If you could choose.
It's normally you have to go Vlad's after 2, AC, and then like you still don't want to be limited by that BK.
Force him to build into a more defensive kind of kit, and eventually slots do become somewhat of an issue on the bear, as he does like to venture around by himself. Bloodstone on the way for Kezu. He's got himself the Soul Ring. No big surprise there. Looks like a big rotation coming his way. No smoke, but VP just moving on up. Radiant don't have any vision, but good map sense here. A lot of heroes off the map. Kezu will just move back to safety and go into farming this neutral camp. Not going to be able to stack it up this time, but still, nice double stack for him to get some extra XP here. Almost level 9 already.
They're just content with farming right now, and I think this benefits Escape because you have the stacking. Do we have this? Actually, we don't have the stacking. Okay.
It's going to be a free tower mid, though. No glyph. Deny from the Phoenix. Nicely done by FNG. Perfect timing there.
Well, we already lost the prediction. GG.
Oh, my. What are we going to do?
Zeri's right. I'm wrong.
Yes. Yes.
Stick it to the man.
Do you get anything for these, by the way?
You know, I had the same exact question.
Or is it actually just for fun? Because if I don't get anything, I care a lot less.
Yeah.
Even if it's just made up points.
Yeah, it's just like EPing. Give me that.
I'll take arbitrary numbers. I mean, hey, man, we live in a world of arbitrary numbers. That is what we have chosen for a profession. So I'll take it. I'll take Valve points.
Gosh, I got this ego next to me, guys. What am I supposed to do with myself?
God, my compendium is level 37.
Oh. You're
or
still
57.
low.
I don't even know what level my compendium is, I'm not gonna lie.
Did you buy all that?
Did you buy all those points, you scrub? Oh, down bottom, here we go. Set up onto blue, it's Cinderin. He's got a grave, Kezu TP's in, and now this No Fear Earth Spirit is in a bit of a precarious situation. Nice kill there for the Earthshaker. He gets credit for it, so he'll get that yummy gold. That'll get him about a third of the way to the Blink Dagger. He should be pretty happy with that.
That's just one of those classic VP plays. Get punished for diving too deep and missing on the first one. Kezu though.
Uh-oh, Kezu, he's going in hard. Sunstrike going to be on the way in. Phoenix Egg, they're just going to turn and try to focus. It's going to be an easy kill, a 1-for-1, 2-for-1 if you count the Earth Spirit. Now they go in onto Aloha Dance. He's got his armlet. He'll try to toggle to victory, but Koikba, he's going to come around the backside. The Bear's here to cut him off. Rage TP, do they have the damage? It's going to be close, and they do. Cinderin with the heal bomb picks up another one. It's 6-5 in hero kills, but Escape Gaming pulling into the lead here. This is good stuff for them. Now, one benefit for VP was that Invoker actually got credit for the kill on the Timbersaw, so that will help his bottom line quite a bit, but this is going to cost Virtus.Pro a tower.
And they're just getting more map control around the map for Escape, whereas yeah, they're still having this Invoker build up. So it's causing a lot of problems where they just like, hey, well, we kind of have the 4 or 5 man, but you actually see Koifa getting involved in some of these kills while he's farming. Like normally you see a lone druid just like, hey, I'm gonna just farm, and he's actually getting active around the map. So it's really nice to watch how Koifa is managing to just pressure everywhere.
4K net worth lead already for Escape Gaming. It is 2-0 in tower count, but they are just finding some decent farm. It is 1 Midas apiece, Invoker and the lone druid, so not even quite the difference in farming tools. They're just getting more out of these fights, getting more out of these lanes, and doing a better job splitting up the map. It feels like Escape kind of won or broke even on every lane. Like Kezu got so much out of this off lane. You talked about it a couple times. Koikva had a great time mid, and Invoker was relegated back to the jungle, and then safe lane. Yeah, Era got pressured a little bit, but overall he's pretty happy with his farm. Speaking of Era, he's going to get initiated on here. Sunstrike on the way in, but Cinderin, he's got a shallow grave. Yoku going to be able to cut right through it. Buys Era just a little bit of time, and there's the dunk. It's going to be one for the Axe. YapzOr just tries to TP home. 1 second. Is he going to make it? No, it's a close call, but Yoku has the Berserker's call. And Yapzor is destined to fall. He drops the Echo Slam, does what damage he can before he falls. It will be a 2-0, this time going in favor of Virtus.Pro.
No Fear just setting up that play even more so than the Axe did with that silence on the ES as he was fissuring. Top lane though. Kezu.
Uh-oh, there's that Cold Snap Sunstrike off the money. And Kezu just going to be able to Timber Chain away. Easy peasy. Relic already up on the Koikster though. He's going to have that Radiance before too long, less than 1,000 gold away.
Yeah, and that's becoming the problem right now. You have Sven and a Lone Druid. I mean, and they're sitting on the highest.
They've got serious carry power.
And now you're doing the Ancients too. It's only a triple stack here for Era, but that'll get him up to his Blink Dagger. And he's gonna start acting as that huge, you know, initiator for the team.
Yeah. I think one of the things about Sven that makes him so scary is that you can build him in a variety of ways. Like if you want to, you can just go passive farmer and just power farm. Uh-oh, hold that thought though, as Kezu initiated down bottom, silenced, cold snapped. He's taking a lot of damage, might still be able to Timber Chain out, but no, that pure damage catches up with him, and G will get credit for the kill. Synderen, I see him here, he's got that poison touch, but they're not going to pursue.
I see you, Synderen. I know you want to grave people.
I see you, but
you're not allowed to.
I know, he picks up some raindrops himself. And Merlini keeps calling them moondrops, and it's messing with me, man. I had it right, but what is a moondrop? I don't even know what that is.
Sounds like the tears of a pregnant priestess of the moon or something.
Yeah, get on the ball, Merlini. What are you doing with your life?
Hey, playing too much Murata.
But you can really itemize Sven in a variety of ways, where you can go for like this HOD, stack up Ancients, but you can also just go for these great early items, you know, like Armlet, Echo Saber, like these items that just give you a huge bump in the here and now, and you can fight so early and do ridiculous damage and have ridiculous armor. Like he's a really well-rounded hero right now, I think.
Yeah, but because they have the Qualifier Lone Druid and he doesn't have to solo carry this game, they need a form of initiation. That's why he did go for the Blink Dagger in this scenario.
We saw Era yesterday do a really creative build where he went HOD, stacked the Ancients once, broke it, made an Armlet, and then built the Morbid Mask into a Mask of Madness. That was a really creative way to build up the items for Sven like that. Kind of unique to that game, but uh-oh, Synderen initiated on Sunstrike Connect. He'll fall first. Yapzor to shortly follow. Fast 2-0, and the rest of Escape trying to make it out. Close call. But the Druid does survive. His bear might not be so lucky. Oh, he actually gets the resummon. Okay.
I'm surprised that Icarus dive didn't actually cancel it.
Yeah, I thought it was going to. It's really close.
Huh. But
okay, well, I guess all things considered for Escape, they lose 2 supports. Could have been a lot worse based on the positioning of Virtus.Pro there with that nice wraparound.
Yeah, it just seems like VP are gonna keep steadily accumulating this lead back on their side because of how well this Axe Blink Call has been working. Like they don't have an answer for this Axe right now. Yeah. But maybe they're gonna find one here.
Smoke rotation top lane, scan used by the Radiant, making sure there's nobody hiding in the tree line. They can now confidently jump onto G. Plenty of stuns to lock him down, and Koikva will end the dominating streak. 430 gold going the way of the Lone Druid as he moves into siege this tower.
Yeah, that's one of those plays as Invoker everybody makes eventually. You know, you just AFK there, microing your Forge Spirits there onto that tower in the top lane, and then all of a sudden, what the hell? There's a smoke gank right past them.
You don't see teams use scans like that as much. It's usually more kind of like scouting for ganks, but I like that they were like, all right, we see G here. Is this a bait? Let's just check the tree line. Nope, all in. They go rush right for him. It's the scan is an interesting dynamic. It's cool to see how teams start to adjust and use it more as they get more comfortable with it.
Yeah, it just seems like sometimes just like, whatever. And then sometimes it has a very good a turnaround in some team fights, or just more information around.
And I think for some teams, it's just getting in the habit of remembering to use it like that. Because it's just a totally different mechanic from anything that was ever into it. I still forget about it. Yeah, it's old habits die hard, man. You've been playing this game for 5 years, 10 years, and all of a sudden they add a scan. That's that. Era down bottom, Fest Bomb into Sunstrike, sets up for the dunk. We're feeling this global presence from VP really coming into its own. Synderen in a lot of trouble here. Grave not going to save him from the Axe. It's an easy double from Yoku, and they're just going to transition this into a tier 2 tower siege in the bottom lane.
This is looking so good for VP right now. Even though Koifa is getting out of control, still on the VP side, they have 3 people getting out of control, and they have rush advantage on their side.
we have seen this in Lone Druid games before where, yeah, he's going to farm, he's got this big net worth, but VP can kind of just play around it. Right now, their team fight and pickoffs is really impressive, and it's keeping them on point and actually maintaining a small lead, so...
They don't really have anything to stop them either. Like, they honestly, all they have is Earthshaker, who's about to pick up his Blink Dagger, but he still needs more levels into Aftershock if he wants to permanently stun people. And as we talked about, Sven. But Sven is just like getting picked off everywhere around the map because he's a farming hero. He wants to farm.
Yeah, Era's net worth is actually suffering quite a bit now. Number 5 overall at only 7K. VP moving to the Roche pit, and Escape Gaming not going to be able to contest this one. It's going to fall in favor of the Dire, and Lifestealer will be the one to grab the Aegis of the Immortal. FNG also secured his Hand of Midas on the Phoenix and also gets his level 11. And good stuff for Virtus.Pro. Of course, it's all about the levels for the Phoenix. The race to level 16 to max out the egg.
That egg, boys. Get that Ags eggs too.
Hell yeah.
That is where it starts becoming scary. I don't know if they have enough to kill somebody with an Ags egg. Like the amount of attack you need is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can really stop the Phoenix from getting off good eggs in this game.
And it's at the point where even if you do manage to kill the egg, it takes so much of your attention of just bathing in the fire that you're taking fire damage from the Phoenix, and of course all of his friends nearby are not just going to be standing there passively while you beat on the egg. So it just creates this scenario where it's like, yeah, you know what, sure, you can kill the Phoenix, but you have to commit so much for it that we'll be happy to take that trade in those big team fights. You mentioned the Blink Dagger on Yapzor. It's up, baby. He's ready to blink in and rock and roll. Overall, this Earthshaker Spirit, or this Earthshaker Spirit,
man,
oh god.
Double ESs, bro. It's in your head.
It really is, man. This is the tail end of the casting schedule. This is where things get a little
loopy. What do you mean tail end? It's not the tail end. It's actually just the beginning.
Dude, I started at 11 p.m. and it's now 9 a.m.
That's my
same schedule?
Time.
Yeah, this is where things get loopy, dog.
Yeah, but you realize that we are about to just do the same thing all over again just because we're in Europe and we got these tiebreakers.
I know, the tiebreakers are going to be intense. I'm looking forward to it, man. Honestly, like, everyone knew that
this... We're going to be up for 24/7.
Everyone knew this qualifier was going to be ridiculous because EU is so stacked, but I didn't think...
as ridiculous, right?
I didn't think it would be this close. I really didn't. Like, seeing all these teams, like, 4-4, 4-3, it's pretty awesome. It really makes me excited for the current state of Dota. Shaping up to be a cool international.
Yep. Good. Are we gonna make it though?
Are we gonna make it? That is the question.
Is Escape or VP gonna make it? That's the question.
Yep. Lifestealer now going to transition into the minus armor build. No big surprise there. The Desolator to go with the Echo Saber armlet, and now we see an armlet on old Svenny. So Era starting to pick up a little bit and find a bit more farm. This Lone Druid still top of the chart by a pretty healthy margin. He's got his core items and now just moving into the Assault Kuros about halfway there with the core pieces on the Big Bad Bear. Oh, here we go. Set up mid. Fissure blocks out Aloha Dance, but they don't want to commit for it with all of his friends up on the high ground there. Double damage rune for the Lifestealer. I still don't want to fight it. That Dazzle Weave, just a little too much. Okay, I take that back. They smoke up and infest. They're ready to go. Looks like the Weave will expire just as they pick the fight. Do they catch somebody here, though? Era farming Ancients. Maybe they can find Kezu. He's going to walk right into the trap. Uh-oh. Yoku grabs him. That's going to be an easy setup. Sunstrike will connect. It's actually G that gets credit for that one from across the map. This global presence is really impressive from Virtus.Pro, honestly. I feel like I underestimated their draft a little bit when I was looking at it at face value.
It's just very scary to deal with, this Axe, man. He's just making all the plays, Yoku. Pretty much carrying his team right now in these situations. And I want to note something, or give everyone a note right now. If you are watching this game, this is perfect Lifestealer play. You do not, when you have an Axe call like this, you do not come out and just open wounds the target that's going to die. He keeps saving it because he knows, okay, I don't need to. All I need to do is rage and hit the target. So just take notes, guys. Don't waste your open wounds because you can still chase somebody afterwards if the fight breaks out.
Right, right. It's already a guaranteed kill, and if you save some of those abilities, if any of his friends are foolish enough to come to his aid,
like Synderen earlier,
yeah, it can yield another kill. Really good point there. Aloha Dance is going to be able to clear out this poor range creep, and that'll slow down the Ancient stacking, at least for now. They're going to clear out this bit of Ancients also. And glance at the overall graph, and it's still VP trending upward. When things get passive, the Lone Druid is able to farm a little more quickly, but as soon as these fights break out, it's VP jumping further and further into the lead, and they are starting to take a pretty serious experience edge.
Yeah, and that last kill was probably the most significant one of the game so far, because that was Bloodstone charges taken away from the Timbersaw, and he's just, that was the 4, and that just kind of cripples you. You're like, oh, I'm so happy. I got all these charges to work with. I almost have like a 10-second respawn time, and all of a sudden it's going down, and you just feel like your paper eventually.
I think for a lot of people, we're still kind of used to starting with 8 charges. So when you start with 12, it's like, oh wow, this is really nice actually. And then when you die immediately, it's like, ooh, wow, this actually sucks.
Yeah, we're pre-nerf patch now.
Yeah.
Why did I buy this item?
Yeah, exactly. You're right back to where it started, and it really is a world of difference. It's the difference between balling out of control and just kind of keeping pace. And Timbersaw always looking to get that edge over his opponents. Uh-oh, got one correct. 7 deaths, 16 to 25. Hey, we guessed that one. Smoke rotation from Escape Gaming. Are they going to find the opening here? Roshan up in about 3.5 minutes. The Aegis has now expired. Good time for Escape to try to take a fight. It's almost like they knew the timing. Timber Chain coming in. G taking some heavy damage here. He will get off the Ghost Walk with the Chakram, ticking him down low. Not quite enough. Era almost catches him with the stun, but no, it goes the other way.
Oh, he got the dunk.
Soar with the dunk. What a player. Era in deep, taking a lot of damage, but he does get the Shallow Grave. Kezu nearby. It's just a dead Invoker for now, but another great fissure blocks out No Fear, and the Bear will be able to chase him down. Escape Gaming come out of the gate swinging, and boy, are they rewarded. They'll lose the Bear, but they get a tier 2 tower. They won't go for a high ground siege, but that is a huge fight that regains some of that lost footing.
Yeah, you kind of want to give respect to at least to the Invoker buyback, and it could be problematic where you just wasted all of your, ultis. You don't really have ES Echo Slam. That was huge that last team fight, and then so now you're just gonna go over, take the tier 2, get more map control.
Tier 2 tower mid, taking some damage. He does have an egg. Icarus dive still on cooldown. He'll be alright, but living life on the edge there. That's it for the outer towers. Nothing but tier 3s left for Virtus.Pro.
I wonder if VP, they just go like mid. They're like, okay, we're going to even this up. We're going to take your tier 1, your tier 2. Let's play. Yeah. This is shaping up really to be an even game. You look at that net worth graph, and it tells, honestly, a fairly accurate story of how this game was going. Escape had a really great start. Virtus.Pro got it together around the Blink Dagger Axe, slowly got pickoffs to get their way back in the game, and now Escape are right back to where they started, with Roshan coming up here pretty soon. It's going to be a fast respawn after the timer, so we'll see if there's a battle for the big boy. Yeah, it's like this game just comes down to whoever gets the initiation first in most cases. Yeah. And you saw the situation where they finally got a good ES as well as Sven not dying first. So Era, that's going to help him a lot, because now he's going to be able to transition into a BKB, which he desperately needs for these team fights if he wants to stand toe-to-toe with any of these heroes. But there's a lot of things that still go through it, though. That's the problem. BKB doesn't save you from all this pure damage at times. And even the Axe Call is still going to be annoying. Both teams, BKB, there are ways to deal with it. But for VP, the Axe Call is great, and all this pure damage as you've been talking about. Even Qualifier, he's got those entangling claws. They are pretty pesky, and they go right through that magic immunity, as our tooltip tells us here. Yeah, the only pure damage that really doesn't go through something in this game is like Sunray. So it's a special spell. Special in many ways is they just the spell. They just placed the ward right where a sentry is. Right here over. Oh, right here. No fear. That's unfortunate. Oh, the sentry's about to expire. They might not actually be able to get to it in time. Oh, hello, No Fear. Timber Chain actually misses. That's unfortunate. And the ward does stay alive. Oh, just missed the. They've got another sentry though. Okay. They still got vision of it. Oh, that's nice. Here we go. Roche is up. Super short respawn, and the BKB for Sven now 1,000 gold away. So, I think both teams are still looking pretty good right here. We're gonna have to see who's gonna make the bigger plays, and right now, who's set up for the most success. The Lifestealer is itemizing well. He's gone for a pretty straightforward build, nothing too crazy about it, but I mean, it's the cookie cutter build for a reason. It works. He's got the Basher up now. And they're going to probably go into the Abyssal Blade. They have the Axe, who potentially could go back for an AC. I still do think Lifestealer wants to have another armor item, just so he doesn't get shredded by Koifa and the Sven. But I do like him going for an aggressive build like this where he's able to
Yeah.
constantly lock somebody in place.
Yeah, especially the way they've been initiating too. Like basically, Virtus.Pro is not taking a fight unless it started with an infest bomb. So I think that opens up for the Lifestealer to be a little more aggressive with his item choices, and not have to worry about surviving because he can start off every fight in a pretty good state.
Right.
And you've also just got, decent things to peel. You've got, tornadoes from the Invoker if you get in a bad position. You've got the Phoenix Egg, which will often draw fire, off of your carry, that kind of stuff. Virtus.Pro looking thirsty, though, and they're grouped up in this top lane, posturing like they want to pick a fight. What's the movement here?
I'm just looking right now for both teams at the Vision. Pretty decent, I guess you could say, for VP. And they did not get much intel from Escape right now. So that's why you see Escape playing very scared, not farming the map.
Yeah, you look at their vision and they see absolutely nothing. They're suspicious that there could be a smoke. They're going to try to bait with Era. They'll put him out front and they're going to fall for it, but can they actually save Era? They pull him back. Shallow Grave, not going to be enough. It's a backfire for Escape Gaming. Virtus.Pro get the high value target, and now they're coming in for more. Escape on the back foot trying to make it out. Kezu caught by the Invoker. They'll lose their Earth Spirit, but Shallow Grave just going to delay the inevitable as Yoku lines up the dunk. He gets it. Mid-Timber Chain. 1 for 2 in favor of Virtus.Pro, and it's not done yet. Cinderin now slowed down by the Ice Wall. Oh boy, this poor Dazzle. He's going to get his head chopped off, it looks like. Can they turn onto Yoku? He gets off the Grave. Aloha! To walk away. There's the dunk from Yapzor. Sets it the kill on Lifestealer and Axe. And all of a sudden, this fight that looked dastardly for Escape Gaming will start to look a little bit better. G on the run, Tornado connect on the Bear and his master, the Druid. And with that, he'll have his Blink Dagger up and be able to make it out safe and sound.
Super greedy play from Aloha there. He had 1 second left on Rage. He should have just waited before going in like that. That is very costly. It might cost him. No, he doesn't even have a buyback.
Yeah, and it's going to be Roche now for Escape Gaming, as well as 1,300 net worth swing going their way. Yapzor, man. So far, I have been super impressed with this Earthshaker. We mentioned that we haven't seen it too much in this qualifier, but
he did play it earlier one time, and I think they did win with it. So he's a madman on this hero for sure.
Absolutely, it shows. I mean, he's 4-2-5. It's not the most impressive KDA, but given that there's only been 12 kills, that's a pretty high amount of kill involvement. It will indeed be Roche going the way of Escape. It was scouted out by the Invoker, but no way for VP to contest with 2 dead. That'll be a free Aegis for 1 Era.
Yep. Don't even need to give it to Qualifier. He doesn't die.
Yeah, pretty much. He is 3-0-5 right now. He's got his Vlad's up, and he's already got a Basher. So what's on the docket next here for the Lone Druid?
Well, you don't need MKB because there's no evasion just yet.
I mean, you go into Abyssal? Is that the play? Just get extra lockdown?
I'm not. I wouldn't necessarily go for that. I would still think he wants to have a BKB. He can still go back for maybe a Mjolnir too.
Yeah, just get that extra damage.
Extra damage.
Creep clear. Honestly, the static charge buff is pretty good.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Against the Invoker, you can be dispelled by the Tornado. That's always something you have to be wary of, but it can actually put out a lot of damage if you manage to get it on like a Sven or a Timbersaw, one of those really tanky heroes that take a lot of right clicks to go down.
He can still get like a Ghost Scepter on himself too.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of physical damage coming from Lifestealer.
Yeah, no doubt. Smoke rotation from Escape Gaming as they rotate through the enemy jungle. They're going to be kind of split up here. Cinderin as well as Koikva hanging out in the bottom lane. An odd rotation here. Not sure who they're going to be able to grab. BKB now up on the Axe. Going to be his 3rd big item after the Vanguard Plate Mail. Oh, really poor. He's picking up whoa! Yapzor pulls the trigger a little early on that one. That's unfortunate. They might still be able to get this kill on Aloha Dance though. Yep, Sven's here. They'll have a stun and...
Oh my god!
Oh my god, he's dead? That's a dead Timbersaw. They thought that would just be a quick, easy pick. And G comes in, turns the tides. It's a 1-for-0 the other way. They are about to bring down G. And is Aloha Dance going to be able to make it out here? It's not looking so likely. He's got a TP scroll. Maybe he can find a hole in the trees. Rage, TP, Era's got the right clicks. And it'll be a 1-for-2. Still good for Escape Gaming, but Lifestealer showing us that this Timbersaw is still very killable.
That guy got shredded. The original Shredder shredded.
Yeah, man. It's not that he died that's so impressive, it's just how fast he died. I mean, that's
like 3 shot.
Yeah, that's a Timbersaw, dude. It's like 1 bash and he's dead. He couldn't even react with a Timber Chain.
It's just his defensive build. He had to go for Yules to counteract the ES and silence, and then all of a sudden he doesn't have any armor items.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, well.
That's true. It's like you look at reactive armor, you're like, well, if it's maxed out, sure, but it takes a little while to build up. And those first couple auto attacks, man, they hurt. They hurt bad. Of course, one of the reasons why Shiva's is a highly sought-after item on the Timbersaw. Gives you a little bit of base armor and just gives you all that extra damage and slow so you can hit the easy chakrams. It's just a all-around great item on Timbersaw. Everything about it.
Yeah, that's why I kind of agree with Shiva's first over Ags. Like, I think of Ags as an amazing item on Timber, but
as long as you have the mana
game.
to use it, yeah.
Yeah, not in this game when you need armor item. You need it in armor item.
Yep, we'll see. He does have the point booster, so we'll see if he does a change of pace. Sometimes just the casual point booster before the armor piece can be good because you have the extra stats, but curious if he'll actually commit to just the straight-up ag items. He's down to 4 Bloodstone charges, by the way. That hurts.
Time to just sell Bloodstone, get the Shiva's at this point. At this point. No, but...
Yeah. Escape Gaming feeling pretty good here. Look at that net worth graph, and they've taken the biggest lead we've seen this game, over 5K. Feeling confident. They've got the Aegis of the Immortal for another minute and a half here. And they are looking to capitalize with it. Still hard to push up high ground against an Invoker, Axe, Phoenix. A very good high ground defense lineup here for Virtus.Pro.
That's disgusting. I don't even want to play this game anymore when I have to look at that. It's like, please fight me outside of my base. Please just come outside. Let's fight. Let's have a gentleman's agreement.
Yep. Yep, I'm sure Escape would like that. They've also got an Alpha Wolf here, just extra damage. It's the little things that really do add up, though. You've got a Vlad's Offering, you've got this Pack Leader's Aura. They're going to put a lot of damage into this Bear, but here comes the initiation. FNG gets stunned up. There is a resummon on the Lone Druid. They actually grave the Bear. You don't see that too often. But that's just extra damage on the tower. I mean, that's totally worth it.
I wanted him to dunk, but that doesn't count as a hero, so then it puts the cold
doesn't
blade.
Reset? Yeah, okay.
It sucks.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
It is a very big deal.
If he had a scepter, then sure.
Yeah, if he has eggs, then it's fine.
Yeah, I didn't realize that actually. I would have assumed the Bear counts as a hero in that scenario.
It's an ancient creep.
It's a weird mechanic.
No.
Okay, so it counts as an ancient for mechanics like that. Okay.
I think so. Or yeah, I think it is.
Those kind of units are always a little bit strange. I know, like for example, Undying's Tombstone is technically a ward. That's how it's treated. It doesn't come into play too often, but there are certain little things like you can't crit wards, you know, bullshit like that. Yoku goes in on the Bear. They know it was just recently resummoned. If they kill the Bear here, this could be huge, but are they going to commit too much for it? BKB's popped and plenty on Yoku and G. Now the Phoenix comes flying on in. It's a good setup. They're going to try to right-click down the egg. The Bear's still alive, and the Phoenix is not. Instant buyback, though, from FNG. He wants to get into this fight. Arrow with his BKB on, trying to mitigate damage. He will fall, but now Yapsor reinitiates, gets a good dunk on Aloha Dance. They'll bring him down. Cinder in with a grave on himself. It's a good fight for Execration. Team Escape, double kill for the Koikster, and it's a big net worth swing. It's a 4-for-1, and of course a buyback used by the Phoenix, and now MKB comes out on the Lone Druid. After that fight, I feel like Escape are looking good.
Man, I looked like Escape was just going to completely roll over them, and then all of a sudden VP had some amazing plays during that team fight to stop the bleeding. They managed to take down the spin, so it's just like, well, what do we do now, guys? But I think the Earth Spirit pretty much saved that team fight. It could have been a disaster if he wasn't able to get in the back lines and then just immediately ulti.
I think they just put too much stock into the Bear. I like the idea. It's on cooldown. This could be crippling, but they used their BKBs to kill the Bear. So when the fight actually broke out, Escape were able to do so much damage. An ambitious egg from FNG as well. They're just going to slow siege the Barracks. They'll put the Bear in the front lines. Yoku comes in. Berserker's Call. They grave it early on.
I don't know about that buyback.
Taunting Yoku here. Yeah, it's a buyback from the Life Stealer, and that's the only one so far. And
he
seeing
had 10
that,
seconds left too.
Yeah,
that is.
I mean, they do hold the Barracks, to be fair.
Well, they didn't need his buyback though, because
I think the buyback's completely. Once they saw that, Escape was like, all right, we forced the buyback that we weren't expecting. Let's just get the hell out of Dodge. And they backed up. That's close to like worst case scenario for Lifestealer in that case. He holds the buyback so he doesn't really get to do anything in the fight. Finally uses it pretty soon before the respawn, and then they don't get any kind of recovery kills or anything to benefit from it.
Yeah, that was like the worst play that could happen in that situation, hands down.
That cripples his economy. Now Sven's a solid 1.5, 2K net worth ahead of him. Oh boy. Crit now on Sven. Era's ready to start doing the big damage. He's not messing around. He's hit puberty on this Sven.
He's shredding people. He's pantsing them.
There's still a tier 1 tower standing here in the mid lane. How'd that happen?
No, good question.
Escape look like they actually want to mount a defense here. They've already used the glyph, and well, as I say that, they'll just let it fall to the right clicks of the Invoker. Bear wrapping around the backside. And speaking of the backside, VP with no fear on the high ground, looking for an angle to initiate.
Yeah, they can no longer go on just Kezu, because then you're just gonna have Koifa and Era just go ham in the team fights. You can no longer just blow up this Timber. It's just like a death wish. Sure, you'll kill him 99% of the time, but you're gonna get put in a bad position.
Absolutely. Roche number 3 on the way. About a minute 18 till the big boy's back in the game. Might not even need it. If Escape win one more fight, they should be able to do some crippling damage here. Initiation onto FNG. He might not even be able to get the egg off, and he can't. That's a dieback for him. He's out of the game for 80 seconds. They'll go in onto No Fear. He'll buy back straight away, but this is an awful fight for Virtus.Pro. They lose their axe. He does not have a buyback either. It's off cooldown, but he's short gold. And with 2 heroes in the grave for over a minute, Escape Gaming have a big window of opportunity here. I imagine they're going to be pushing high ground to push this advantage.
Yeah, Koifa's just a madman. What is he gonna buy? Moon Shard in it for the GG.
Oh, this bear, dude. Look how fast he attacks. He's an animal. Literally and figuratively.
That's the problem. VP's lineup, they can push fast, but not as fast as this.
They're going to say their problem is they don't have enough animals, and to which I would agree. That's they are lacking animals on that side. Here we go. Tier 3 tower. Look how fast it dies. The bear just tanks the EMP. Barracks exposed, melee going down quick. This is crippling damage. Virtus.Pro might not tap out yet, but they are on the brink here. A huge game. If Escape can win this, they only have 2 losses. They have 1 more match after this, and they could very well be the #1 team that gets that first-class ticket straight to the International 6 in Seattle. Dreams are coming true today, Ryu Borez.
You just jinxed it. Now they're going to lose the next game.
We'll see. We'll see.
But, yep, they are.
EMP not going to do too much. Yoku misses the Berserker's call, and Escape with such smart, controlled play. They chip at the tower and say, all right, they're respawning. We got a lot. Let's not get crazy. Let's just back up. Let's play it safe. Go back to farming, boys.
Yeah, the only play left for VP now is to take Roche. You have to take Roche before all these creeps just start coming in. Else, you're going to lose the game. And yeah, here they go.
Pipe up on the Earthshaker and a full Shivas on the Timbersaw. 2 huge items for Escape.
Yeah, this Shiva is just going to do so much work.
This is so risky
so
for Virtus.
Slow. It's just too slow.
Yeah, they have to take this risk, but it gets scouted out. Roche only at half HP. Escape, my god, can actually contest this, no problem. You're going to send the bear right into the pit. They have all of their ultimates available. How is this Roche so slow? This armor. Oh, what a setup on Aloha Dance.
Please.
That's the end of the Life Stealer and could be the end of Virtus.Pro in this game. BKB is popped on the high ground. Roshan not going to be the target anymore. It's everyone on Virtus.Pro. They're going to back up, and Team Escape will show them how to actually kill Roche. They've got some minus armor, and they'll bring it down quick. Sunstrike trying to snipe the last hit. Noble effort from G, but it will not work. Cheese picked up by Cinderin, and the Aegis of the Immortal is grabbed by Koikva on the Lone Druid. They want to make sure he does indeed have a perfect game here in this match. Still 6-0-10.
I mean, that was just all set up by him. People are just going to be screaming like, Yapsor for that dunk, but that was actually all set up from Koikva's Savage Roar. Like, that was just absurd.
Yeah, this is really good stuff from Escape Gaming. They are looking in full form right now. FNG completely destroyed before he could even egg. G comes in, he drops the meatball, the deafening blast, but now the pipe's been used, and there is just nothing they can do to stop the inevitable. And Mega Creeps are inbound, no glyph for Virtus.Pro, and that'll be it. They're going to leave that last barrack standing just a second longer. Yapsor goes in, gives it the totem, and Mega Creeps are upon us. 2 heroes stuck in the grave. Yoku losing the duel with the Spirit Bear, let alone the duel with the follow-up heroes. 24-17. It is Escape Gaming. They've gone full Super Saiyan on this game, and they will take another victory. 1 match left. Will their dreams come true, Alan?
And I think they started off like 2 and 3 today or something.
Yeah, they did. They started off middle of the pack.
Yeah,
and
they just like, oh boy, baby, that is Cinderin.
Cinderin is back, baby.
It just did such a good job this game. It looked like VP were about to run away with it, but then we got the Koifa show, we got the Yapsor show. There was just these small little misplays, I want to say, from Aloha Dance did cost them a lot, but there was